Hello! Welcome to Clay to Canopy, the show where I attempt to make just about everything from the ground up. And welcome to the Don't Wake the Dragon Interior Makes series. I have this idea for this folding type of futon-y thing that can become seats, but I have to work out how this is going to go just before I cut all the fabric. I don't want to make any mistakes. So I'm going to mock up a little cardboard and paper thingy to mimic what I'm going to be doing in foam and fabric type of deal. I do have these two big pieces of foam that have been waiting forever to be turned into this mattress slash chair seating situation. I got some cardboard, glue sticks, and a little bit of paper. I'm just going to cut this up. I think I'm going to need 3 pieces plus a little top header, and they will basically fold accordion style with one header. I now need to glue up some paper on these things so that I can sort out where the folds are going to go. I have some old corduroy that I was going to be using for the bottom of this. Corduroy would be a little too hot for sleeping on, but it will work as the bottom underside to kind of provide a little bit more cushion, a little more heat. And then I also purchased crushed satin material, what I used for the chaise. I need to figure out how I'm cutting these things. That's the goal of this little model. So in this instance, the cardboard is foam. So I have one going accordion this way. I need another strip going in the other direction. Alright, so there's my mattress. It folds onto itself. And then I need this guy. Alright, so that would be my mattress. I have to stitch these up in a way that allows for this fold. This whole strip would have to be the black fabric. Right, because I'd want all of this to be the black. This would be flipped over, so in this case this would be black. I guess I could do the whole head that way, and then the rest of this, since that's black, would be cord and cord. So I need to cut a full strip of cord because this will stay connected. This will be a separate piece of cord that's going to be boxed out, and then on the opposite side I'll have one full long piece of black, a separated long piece of black for the header. Now I just gotta work out my actual measurements based off of what I know I have for the space, and I can begin cutting some fabric and cutting up this foam. Alright, I'm gonna measure out my foam, and I need 3 22 by 22 inch pieces for each mattress, and there's gonna be 2 of them. And I need 1 22 by 5. I'm gonna be using my bandsaw, I think, to cut these. Maybe, we'll see. So looking at how big these are, it might be easier to cut this 122 first, and then cut the ends. Decisions. Bandsaw would be cleaner. However, this width, I don't think is gonna make it under the bandsaw. No bandsaw after all. Also, I have a little boy sleeping in the corner on the chaise lounge that's got a sheet thrown over it to keep it from getting dirty, because I cleaned out all of the items in the Dragon so I can do some body work without ruining stuff. And the chaise ended up in here, and he has now taken up residence as his new spot on it. I will not disturb that. I'm going to do this 2 times because I have 2 of these, and I will be making 2 that go side by side so that when they lay down next to each other, it forms one big mattress. Time to cut up my fabric. Alright, y'all. I decided to go off camera, knowing I have to make 2 of these. I figured I'd make one, work out what I was going to need to work out. I was just about to show you it. Work out what I needed to work out, and then come back and film the making of the second one after I cut all the fabric. But this did not go to plan, okay? In my head, I thought it was going to be really easy, you know, with the whole making the 2 different joints that kind of go together and they fold. It was supposed to be a very simple way of doing things, and somehow this just got a lot more complicated than need be. And I just kept trying to layer one section and then the other section like that, and it came to this funky, like, me having to flip parts in and out. If you've ever sewn a pair of pants and then like you're stitching up the pattern and you're following a pattern, after you've stitched the right side, the left side, and then you stitch the 2 front to back together, and what you think is the front to back, and then you read the instructions and it tells you to do this like weird flip-over, and somehow the front becomes like the left side. That's kind of how it was going with this thing. I did manage to figure out a way that I liked the best as I was working this out, and I should say that each section has a zipper so that I can remove the foam. What I ended up doing that I finally got to after stitching all 3 of the big cushions together, I came up with this idea of where they join together, putting in what I've been calling a tab, which is really just an extra 1/2 inch strip of clean fabric, has a clean hemline, and then stitching the 2 pieces together. The next move is to do what I think is a new and improved version, which is to make each one of these cushions separate, and then just where they need to come together, making a little extra tab. So let's go do that. Pay no attention to the mountain of mess behind me. It's been rough working on trying to sort this one out. I'm going to do a seam line on the black pieces. Thankfully, this stretchy fabric is super forgiving, so I've had an easier go with it, better than I thought it. What I'm going to do here is put in a 1/2 inch seam. I'm eyeballing a 1/2 inch seam because at this point, it's just kind of like, you know, what else? I'm only doing this for one of the sides. Yes, I could pin, but pinning takes forever. And I'll be doing enough of pinning on the rest of this dang thing. Alright, that is going to be the top of my cushions. Set this one aside for a moment. And I need to attach the side wall of the cushion. That is one of these. My corduroy that is 4.5 inches, and this is going to be the side wall, but I need this tab to stick out. I have to have this as an extra bit. In order to do this one, I'm going to overlay these 2, but it actually worked out where I gave myself a visual line. I'm just eyeballing about 1/4 inch. I'm going to overlay that onto the stitch that I just made. So that way when I stitch, I hit the spot that I was just stitching into. And here comes the pinning. Okay, I'm going to straight stitch along that line that I just gave myself the visual for. If you notice, it didn't come all the way to my end because I need to leave a little bit of space for when I flip this to do the seam the other direction. So after I hit this with that one, I'm going to pull my pins out and check my seam. Alright, so this is my extra tab, right? So I'm going to do this to the cushion that comes after it. And then that way I will have 2 tabs where I can grab the 2 tabs and stitch the 2 together rather than having to deal with crazy patterning I was trying to sort out. To reinforce my stitches, I'm going to throw in a zipper stitch. I was just saying that it's so humid that when the cats walk by to rub against my leg, and half their hair gets stuck to my leg because it's just so grossly humid. Anyway, okay, So now, this is my one side and my tab is there. I can go ahead and assemble the box or the cushion as if I was, assembling a regular cushion with my 4 sides. I chose to not have one long strip that just gets stitched all around the 4 sides. I intentionally have to stitch the sides back together because I want a crisp corner. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and continue pinning and stitching, getting on until I hit the zipper. Y'all can watch Lola Groom on the Glowforge while I stitch up these next seams. I got yelled at the other day because I put some fabric up here. She was very mad at me. That's my place of laying. That's my really expensive chaise lounge. Cats, tell ya. I am getting ready to install, oh my gosh, coffee. Need the coffee. I'm getting ready to install the zippers, and so I pinned one up on here, and I just pinned it together as if I was pinning wrong side fabric together, and then I'm going to be running the usual straight stitch followed by a zipper stitch along the line. When that's done, I will then pin this opposite to the other side, and we will be ready to go with the zipper. Now it's time to pin up the other side, but I do need to make sure I pull this back enough because once I seal this up, I'm gonna have no way of flipping this over if the zipper gets stuck. Alright, so the last bit to sew are those 2 tabs, the extra tabs that I made to help stitch the cushions together. So I am pinning up tabs here. Alright, so just check it. And we got a good connection. Once these get filled with their foam, this will be the flop over, so it'll just kind of fold over itself. Clean up my scrap bits, and we will be heading outside to go ahead and finish assembling with the foam bits inside of these. Alright y'all, it is time to wrestle with these pieces of foam into the slip cover, or I guess mattress cover thingy, whatever, this thing I sewed. Alright, so I'm going to try and get the pieces all on in here into my zippered compartments. It was a bit of a chore with this first one, me wrestling them in here. So here we go. Probably much smoother fabrics to have picked for this, and I also could have put a covering over the foam to make it easier, but honestly, the amount of time to sew something else, I want to get it done, I want it done. This is not unlike trying to put on a duvet cover after a freshly laundered, ugh. Alright, and there you have it. Chair mattresses. These 2 babies will lay side by side next to each other and will fit along the length of the dragon body so that you can lay out and sleep on them. So these mattresses are able to lay side by side. Right now the dragon is still cleaned out because I'm still trying to resolve the exterior bits and the door, which is taking some time. But just wanted to catch some footage them fitting nicely in here. I'm going to fold these up and then we'll take a look at how much space they actually take up when they're in chair mode. So they are able to tuck neatly up into the back there. Let's get a big long shot so you can see. So there's quite a bit of space as they tuck up underneath the back area, which is kind of what I hoped for. You can pull them out and use them as is or tuck them away. Yeah, so mattress, chairs, slash whatever, foldable things. I'm gonna call this video here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Stick around to watch the rest of these projects all come together. And remember, don't wake the dragon.